All right, welcome to another edition of Why This Is a Great Spiritual Song. Today we have I Sing the Body Electric from the movie Fame that came out in like 1980, right? And Fame's about a performance arts high school in New York City, right? And Fame is about becoming famous, a star, special, right? The ego loves it, right? And so the lyrics of this song can be read that way. But of course, I'm reading it in a metaphysical, spiritual way um, that I think really works and I think could be very helpful. So, and I'm filming this right across the street at from a old movie theater, right? Old movie theater that is sort of dilapidated, and I'm just blocking because it's a little windy out. Um, Dilapidated because just to show you that fame is fleeting, being special is fleeting, right? I wanted to be famous at one time, a long time ago, and I wanted to be a screenwriter, win an Oscar, blah, blah, blah. That would make me special. That would make me happy, right? So I just love the symbolic of the theater being, you know, it's it's dilapidated. It's. I think there's a Jesus saying, "Don't put your attention on things that are temporary, things that'll rust away." Right? Focus on what is eternal, your eternal truth. Right? So, so we're gonna move across the street. So I Sing the Body Electric is from a Walt Whitman poem, and Walt Whitman was a famous American mystic in the 1800s, mid to late 1800s. He wrote Leaves of Grass, and I Sing the Body Electric was was a poem about the celebrating the body, the incarnation of the body, and which is special. I mean, this is the body temple, and I think in some non-dual spiritual circles, we could be sort of like the body isn't important and everything. Well, it is. It is. And this incarnation is important. And so take care of it because this is what you got. This is what you got. And so so celebrate it and take care of it. Okay. So I'm going to read the lyrics and give you my spin on it. So I Sing the Body Electric. And I just love that because to me, that means not just the body. I sing the body, but also the electric, the dual nature of our incarnation, which is the world of form, this body, and this body is temporary. It's given birth, it grows up, it gets older, and it withers away and it dies, right? It's temporary. Yet the electric part, the eternal energy, the source, which is in all of us, the spirit, um, which I'm interpreting as electric. So I sing the body electric. So you sing both parts of yourself, the form, the temporary, and the eternal, right? You are not, there's that famous saying, I don't know who came up with it, but you are not a human having a spiritual experience. You are a spirit having a human experience, right? So celebrate both aspects of it. So that's how I interpret I sing the body electric. So celebrate it. And then it says, I celebrate the me yet to come. I celebrate my future awakening self, my future enlightened self. That's how I interpret that. Um, Oftentimes when we're on this spiritual path, it could seem like a grind, right? It could seem like you're you're kind of just kind of like burdened, and you're kind of like it's slow and it's painful, and if you're doing it right, it's painful and it's slow. Everybody has their own pace, but it takes it takes it takes time to heal the shadow, to right. It takes time. Body electric. I love that. The electric makes that train go by, and the third rail, and like source, the electric makes our body uh, uh, be alive, right? The source does. I'm reminded of that Angelo painting in the Sistine Chapel, where a limp atom kind of puts his finger out, and you see, God's finger going like this, and he's like, God is giving life, the electricity to him. So I'm going back to that line. But you celebrate the me yet to come. Sometimes we get so focused and so intense that we don't celebrate the future enlightened self, the awakened self. If you haven't had an awakening, you could even start celebrating the future self. And I'm not talking about being attached to the future, but I'm just saying that, yes, and future self for everybody, right? Celebrate the future, or the me yet, the you yet to come, right? I just love that. So it's okay to do that, all right? And I know it's very hard, especially in the beginning, and you're going through all these pain bodies and everything, and the ego dissolution can be very painful, and you're not in the mood to celebrate, but it's okay. Celebrate the little victories on the spiritual path, right? Because there's many of them, many of them, and yeah, there's many, you know, two step forwards, one step backwards, right? So celebrate that. I toast to my own reunion when I become one with the sun. Again, the same thing. Um, you toast to your own reunion. Yoga means union, union with your true eternal self. So toast to your own reunion. Yes, because every one of us are going to become enlightened in one way, in this incarnation or future incarnations, whatever. I mean, that's this world is made to make us conscious, right? You got people walking by, so this is the this is the this is the university to awaken. So toast to that reunion when you become one with the sun, right? There's the sun. There's that's the symbol of your eternal truth. The light that's in everyone, that's in me, you, and everyone. Everyone, right? So toast to your own reunion when you become one, because there's just when you merge with the eternal truth, and then There's no duality, there's just the oneness. And then you look around and everything is oneness. Everything is part of the one. The blue sky, all the people around me, all the even the cars and the bicycles and the murals and the sidewalk. I'm just going around in a circle. It's all one. And I'll look back on Venus, look back on Mars. I just love that because so after you have an awakening and you become with the oneness, you are the oneness, you could look back on Venus and Mars. To me, that represents duality. Venus, love, Mars, war, hate, if you want to call it that. Um, so it's the yin yang duality. So you could look back on duality and say, bye bye, duality, right? You know, it's still there, but you're finally becoming unattached to duality in your thoughts and your identification with your roles or all the identifications that you have, the desires, the futuring and the past and the future all start to dissolve, and you're just here in the now, in the beautiful now moment. So you look back on duality. I just love that. And I'll burn with the fire of 10 million stars. Again, even duality starts burning up. Duality starts being pure, your purification, right? Being purified. And I'll burn with the fire of 10 million stars, healing the pain body, healing the shadow. There's a purification, and it feels like you're being burned, right? The burning up. I think Rumi or some Sufis, they talk about get burned by love, by source. And that means you're burning up the impurities, right? I think Buddhism might talk about that too. And in time, we will all be stars. So, and in time, everybody will be enlightened. Everybody will be a sun. That's a star, but the sun. Oops, there. Everybody is, okay, already. The light is in everybody, but, you know, they don't know it. People don't know it. If you're watching this, you are drawn to this, or you have already know that you are the light, right? You are the light of the world, as Jesus would say. And people like Jesus, great spiritual teachers, and Buddha, the bodhisattvas, you know, they're the ones who help people realize their truth. They're the ones, all the spiritual teachers out there are the ones who help everybody, and in time, you will all be stars. You will all be the light. You will all be enlightened. Because they have the heart of a bodhisattva. You see the heart behind me? The love, the compassion to help all suffering beings know their true light. All right, so that's the first stanza. The second one is, I sing the body electric again. I glory in the glow of rebirth. Again, it's rebirth. When you have an awakening, there's a rebirth, right? There's a rebirth, and you are, you know, they say being born again. You're saying you being born again, right? There's a rebirth. See, somebody just put a bike in there. Bike in there. See? You're being reborn. And so glory in the rebirth. Especially in the beginning, you could feel just incredible because you're like, oh, I thought things were this way. I thought I believed in the insanity of samsara, of Maya, right? And you start seeing through the insanity, and there's a rebirth, right? Spiritual rebirth. So glory in it. And there's a glow when you awaken and you continue on the awakening process. There's a glow. You're glowing now, right? So glory in the glow of rebirth, creating my own tomorrow, creating my own tomorrow. So as you awaken, you're sort of co-creating with source, right? It's through the now, right? It's through presence that you are led to think, you know. So you glory in it. Oh, a lot of people, a lot of bikes coming here. So you're creating your own tomorrow, right? You're creating your own tomorrow. You're no longer having control. You're no longer, I'm controlling, like the bike, right? You're like, I'm I'm controlling the bike. I'm controlling where I want the ego to go. And you could even after your awakening, you could have this tug of war with, I'm okay, I had an awakening, and the ego can take over, the spiritualized ego, and say, okay, I want the awakening, I want my spiritual journey to go this way, right? And so you try and steer where you believe your spiritual awakening should go, and you're going to learn the lesson hard. No, you have to let go. You got to give up control, you know. And some people could get stuck there. Some people could have the awakening and then say, well, then my ego wants to co-create, right? But your ego is creating. You're not co-creating if you're not truly surrendered, right? So creating my own tomorrow, when you give up control, and then you're truly, the oneness now creates, source now creates through you, right? When I shall embody the earth, then source is embodying the earth, everything, right? Source is embodying the earth, right? Oneness is embodying this this testing area or place, the incarnation, right? Whereas before, in past lives, the ego was trudging along the earth, or, the ego was doing its own thing, being a zombie on the earth. Now you're embodying the earth, Mother Earth, because you are one with everything. And you realize that this is all one, this is all part of Source. Very sacred. This is a sacred, you know, this is a mundane street in Chicago, right? Yet it's very sacred. Every to the ego, it could seem mundane, but as you awaken and as you open your heart up, everything becomes sacred, right? So you embody the earth. And then I just love this. I'll serenade Venus and I'll serenade Mars. So as you further awaken, as you further down the journey, and letting go veils and becoming more rooted, healing pain bodies and shadows, Then you're thankful for the duality. You serenade it. It's a love song to duality, because this is duality is beautiful, because you recognize it as just duality. There's warm and cold, right? There's, this, it's spring here in April in Chicago. It's a nice warm day, and the trees are just starting to get leaves, right? Before it was winter, so that's duality. Summer's coming up, right? And you're no longer, you know, the a duality, the duality of these highs and lows, and there's an equanimity, there's a peace as you deepen your awakening. You still recognize duality, and you recognize, you serenade it. It's beautiful. We need it. It is there, but you're no longer caught by it. You're no longer attached to it. And I'll burn with the fire of 10 million stars, and in time, we'll all be stars. We'll all be the light, enlightened ones, right? So, and then it just kind of goes on, the same thing. So, I sing the body electric. That's all I have. So, hopefully this has been helpful. And until we meet again next time in the I serenade the now moment.